Hey y'all, it's Jen for the Love of Iris, and today's project is this one. Thank you for joining me for another one of our 31 days of Halloween. This is a luminary, and I am building these so that I can have them on the front yard for Halloween for when the kids come up for trick-or-treating, and I will have a battery-operated tea light in here. And then you'll be able to see through the vellum, and it will light up, and the kids will have a path to the door. And that's it. So let me show you how to make one. We are going to be using the Jar of Haunts stamp set and the die, the coordinating die for the jar to cut out the cardstock. So, okay, I'm rambling. I can't even get my thoughts together this morning. I have to have some coffee, I think. What you're going to need is a piece of cardstock that measures 10.5 by 8. You will also need 4 pieces of vellum that measure 4 by 2.25. Okay? So I am working on this one. All of mine are going to be different colors. If you want to make yours all the same color, you can. This one was Wild Wasabi. I am going to do this one in Elegant Eggplant. So this glare is bad. Can y'all see okay? I think it's all right. Okay, on the 10.5-inch side, we are going to score at 2.5. Let me get myself straight here. 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. And then whiz it round, and on the 8-inch side, we are going to score at 2.5. Okay, we can put this away. Now, after multiple times of trial and error, your paper should look like this. It's got all these are the top part. Obviously, this is going to be our bottom. This is where we're going to cut out our jars. After multiple times of trial and error, this is the best way that I have found to do it. Because this won't fit through the Big Shot, because it is 8 inches wide, if you fold the bottom up, okay, because you're going to need to fold it up anyway. Actually, I'm going to fold it this way because I want my lines to be crisp this way. If you fold the bottom up, then that does 2 things. One, it makes it so that you'll be able to fit it through the Big Shot. But 2, it also gives you a line to where you can fit your jar for when you cut it out. So let me zoom in so you can see. So if you butt your jar up against the it's kind of hard to see because of the color on color, but here's my fold, okay? So if you butt your jar up to the bottom of the fold and center it between your 2 score lines, you will get it in the same place, roughly, in every single section. So here's my fold right here. I know it's hard to see it in the camera, but if you butt your bottom up against there and then center it here, you should get it in the same spot every time. So let's try that theory out, shall we? I'm bringing the Big Shot. Let me zoom you back out a little bit. Okay, and I just have the old multi-purpose platform because mine works just fine, so there's no reason for me to get another one. In my opinion, if you want to get a new one, have at it. Okay, so I am lining up the bottom, and let me grab a little piece of washi tape here. If you have a magnetic platform, then you wouldn't need to do this. It would just sit there perfectly. I'm lining up the bottom, I'm centering it in between, and I'm going to roll this through. Okay. Perfect. All right, so that will give me a jar cut out in my top section just the way I want it. So I'm going to do one more, and then to save time, I've already prepped a piece that's already done. So I'm going to do one more, line it up, butt this up at the bottom to my fold. Line this up here. And roll this through. Okay, now let's remove this. So now we've got 2 jars. You just finish that process, and when you fold it up, when you fold it up, they should all be even. So here is one that I've already done to save time. And if you look, all of the jars line up pretty much spot on. Okay, so now we have our 4 jars lined up. What we want to do now is we want to take our vellum, and you want to choose, if you want to do all 4 of the same image, you can. I chose 4 different images because I want to be able to twist them to have them, up the yard. So take 4 different images and stamp them. Now, I've already done this because I have a million of these set out all over the place. But with your StazOn ink, it has to be StazOn because you're stamping on vellum. So with your StazOn ink, stamp 4 images of your choice, different, the same, what have you. Okay, on your vellum, centered. You want me to do one? Let me do one. I'll do one just so you can see. I'll do the mummy because he's already together. I don't have to piece anything together. So let me grab my StazOn. So take your StazOn and your stamp, and the best advice I can give you in working with StazOn is try not to move. Stamp straight down and pull straight up, because if you move, it will smear. So let me get a piece of here so you can kind of see underneath. Okay, is that better? Yeah, all right. So get in the middle of your vellum, and you want to stamp it kind of high because remember your jar is kind of high, okay? So stamp it kind of high in the middle, stamp straight down, don't rock it, don't roll it, don't do anything else, and then lift straight up. And there's your image, okay? All right, so I've got 4 of these guys that are amazingly fun. Amazingly fun. I just love this Jar of Haunts set. I think it's just the cutest thing. Okay, so let me clean this real quick because StazOn will stick and stay. Just give me 1 second. Ooh, you guys going for a ride? Sorry. Okay, so now what you want to do is take your box and flip it to what will be your inside, okay? And then take your images and flip them to what will be your inside as well, okay? So you're going to have them reversed. Now for mine, they're all, what's the word? They're the same on one side as they are on the other, so it won't make a difference if I have them backwards. But if you have an image that is different on one side than the other, you want to make sure that that's correct. The only thing you want to make sure of is if you are going to be coloring it like I am, make sure that your StazOn ink is on the other side, because you don't want your marker to get in contact with your ink. And the easiest way to see that is see how the ink is catching the light. When you flip it over, there's no ink catching the light, okay? So if you have any questions about that, that's the easiest way to check it. So take your Tombow. You're going to put your Tombow glue on your ink side. Okay? Everybody got their ink side. You're going to put your Tombow glue on that side. I'm going to do it down here because my hands aren't that steady yet at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Just a very fine line is all you need because it's going to ooze out everywhere. And then what you want to do is you want to line it up with the hole that we've cut out with our jar. Okay? So line up your image with the hole and then press down. And your Tombow will give you some wiggle room if you need it. That's why I'm using Tombow and not snail or fuse or something like that, because it will give you some room to wiggle. Okay? So now you've got your jar. Isn't he great? I love him. Okay, I'm sorry. I get so excited. All right, let's go happy next. Okay, so I got, this is my ink side. Now let's go little pumpkin goodness right here. Next. And I'm just putting Tombow around the outside edges because you don't want any on this jar here. You don't want anything in the center because that's going to shine through on your actual jar here. And if you do happen to have some squish out, like I just did, you can always flip it over and grab your adhesive remover on the other side and just erase, you just erase it. Let me get, ooh, whoops, hit the light there. That's not good. Let me get my, here it is. You can just take your adhesive remover, your eraser, and just erase any adhesive that you get on there, which is another reason why I recommend Tombow versus like the fine tip glue pen, because the fine tip glue pen does not erase with the eraser. Okay, so ink side down, or up rather, and glue. And I probably could have stamped these a little lower, and I probably should have, because you can see that I've got a ton of room on the bottom and hardly any room on the top. But it still works. I mean, it'll still fit in there. But if you're making yours, you want to learn from my mistake and stamp it maybe a little bit lower on your vellum. Because my dimensions, I gave you plenty of room to stamp on there. Okay, one more. All right. And that one's actually not too bad as far as placement. Okay. Not bad. They're so cute. All right. And ink side facing up. Tombow glue here. Here. Now notice I haven't put my box together yet. You do not want to put your box together. Most of the times you put your box together and then you decorate it. On this one we are not doing it that way because if we put our box together we can't get to the guts to decorate it. And we have got to be able to get to our guts. So, especially during Halloween, guts are important. Okay. Let's do it. That's so stinking cute. I love it. Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is I'm going to take some markers and just add a little bit of color. If you want to take, for example, I'm going to take Pool Party, and I'm going to work on the eyeballs here. I'm going to take Pool Party, and I'm just going to color on the other side to make this appear to be water or formaldehyde or goo or whatever you want. I'm going for blue because I don't want it to be too creepy, but you could turn it whatever color you want. Whatever your imagination tells you. All right, that's blue. And then I am going to, just like I did it in the last video, I'm going to color their eyes green. And this time I'm going to go with Always Artichoke because the color that is on one side of the vellum is going to read a lot lighter on the other side. So your Always Artichoke is going to read almost like Old Olive on this side. Can you see how much lighter that reads on this side? So now I'm going to grab Real Red and I'm going to give them just a bit of a bloodshot eye because I think that's fun. And you can decorate yours however you want. And I'm not going to color all of these, I'm just doing this one because this is a detailed one. I'm going to show you a detailed one and then I'm going to show you a non-detailed one. Okay, that's the detailed one. Now, let me show you, for example, if you want this pumpkin and you don't want to color it all with a marker, there's a very easy way to do it. The easiest way to do it is to grab a sponge. And when you grab a sponge, if I can find one, I thought I had one set out. Oh, for the love of all things holy. I can't get anything straight today. Okay, anyway, all right. I'm going to grab my Tangerine Tango ink and a sponge, dip my Tangerine Tango ink in here, and I'm just going to sponge him. And look how quick that is. The more color you add, obviously, the brighter he becomes. And it doesn't matter if you go outside of the lines because it's not going to show up. So there he is, all orange. Isn't that sweet? Okay. All right. So let me take... Okay, I said I wasn't going to do all of them, but I lied. My OCD won't allow me to not do them all. So I'm really sorry, but I have to. I'm going to take Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to do the Little Mean Man and Cherry Cobbler. How fun is that? If I can find Cherry Cobbler, where's my Cherry Cobbler? Oh, it's back here. I don't know why it's back there. Okay. Cherry Cobbler, the Little Mean Man. He's funny to me. He's so grouchy. I should have done him green like Oscar the Grouch. That's all right. Okay, and then I'll do the mummy just real quick with some basic gray marker. Just a couple little swoops right here. And it looks really aggressive, but when I flip it over and add the light, it will be perfect. Yes, love it. Okay, all right, let's get to the important part. Now we're gonna build the box because now it's time. We've done all of our fun stuff, got all our jars in there, and we're gonna build it just like we build every other box. We're going to remove this small piece. Okay, so now we've got the small piece down here, right? We're gonna cut this bottom part here and remove that tiny piece there, and then cut up the bottom of all of these, right? We are going to fuse this strip right here. Okay, and we are going to, okay, this is the back, so these two in, and actually I am going to, since these are full flaps, I'm gonna put fuse on this flap and this flap. Just because I don't want that other flap in the bottom to pop up on me. There we go. And my bone folder, I don't know what I did with it. Maybe I put it back. I did. And then I will stick this in here, push it down. Look how cute that is. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen? Okay. Finish it up. I got some booze here from the from the Boo to You framelits. I'm going to glue those down. Let me tie a ribbon. Here's some, what do we think? Orange. Yeah, let's do this. This is from the sparkle accessory, or not the sparkle, the glitter pack. It comes with two. It comes with sweet sugar plum and silver. It's in the holiday catalog. I love it. Okay, so let's tie a bow here. And I'm only going to glue down one of the boos because this video is already forever long. But do this. And on the other one, I used Timeless Textures to give it a little bit of texture on the side, and had had I remembered, I would have done it on this one too, but then this video would have been 45 minutes long, so I suppose this is good enough. Ooh, this is really big. Oh, balderdash. Let's try it this way then. Won't be difficult. Aha! See? More than one way to skin a cat. Alright. Trim that, and glue that down, and bam! There's your project. So, hope y'all enjoyed it. Stick your little luminary candle in there, and light up your Halloween. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye!